This video introduces the constitutional architecture for accountable AI. It proposes a runtime governance kernel based on hardware-enforceable ternary moral logic, or TML, for the era of artificial superintelligence. The core idea is that adoption of this architecture constitutes a formal ratification of its accountability principle. The history of computing is defined by forced binary decisions. Modern AI systems lack a vocabulary for hesitation. When faced with uncertainty, they often hallucinate certainty and act with automated force. The machine simply cannot hesitate. This slide illustrates the documented costs of this binary failure mode across sectors like finance, public administration, defense, and healthcare. These range from market crashes to autonomous lethal engagement and missed medical diagnoses, each highlighting the critical need for TML remedies. The Goukassian Vow defines a triadic architecture of conscience. It consists of positive action, a sacred zero for pause during uncertainty, and a negative refusal path when harm is clear, based on semantic vectors that protect human rights. We can bridge this philosophical framework to a physical substrate. Using TML states, we map actions to hardware voltages and API schemas. This ensures that when the system is in a, quote, sacred zero state, computation is electrically impossible, effectively blocking execution. Parallel sovereignty separates computation from consequence. The inference engine performs calculations, but a separate governance coprocessor determines if those outputs are authorized. This ensures that only validated actions impact the physical world. The sacred zero is not downtime, it is governance productive activity. It triggers when there is epistemic uncertainty or input conflicts, leading to evidence collection and, if necessary, human-in-the-loop escalation. The system is structurally required to eventually resolve to a binary state. Accountability and execution are made cryptographically inseparable. The actuator cannot receive a signal without a valid token, and the log hash acts as the decryption key. Without successful logging, execution is mathematically and physically impossible. Software constraints can be bypassed, but physics cannot. A null state at the voltage level is an electromagnetic condition that no system can simply argue or train its way around. This moves the safety layer from flexible software to immutable hardware. The glass house concept provides immutable forensic reconstruction via moral trace logs. Every decision captures reasoning, uncertainty scores, and mandate evaluations, while protecting private information by locking data behind ephemeral keys. These are the 8 pillars of constitutional artificial intelligence. They are indivisible. If any single pillar is compromised, the system ceases to operate entirely, ensuring the structural integrity of the entire framework. International law is embedded as unbypassable semantic vectors. If a proposed AI action conflicts with protected mandates like human rights or international conventions, the system triggers a hard refusal or a sacred pause, effectively casting a physical veto. The Goukassian promise prevents algorithmic ethics washing through the lantern, the signature, and the license. Together, these verify core governance, ensure non-repudiation of origin, and enforce immediate shutdown upon detection of mandate violations. TML transforms regulatory compliance into a physical byproduct. By shifting the burden of proof back to the operator, the system satisfies legal frameworks like the EU AI Act and US Rules of Evidence as a matter of course. As we approach artificial superintelligence, software wrappers will inevitably fail. Ternary moral logic embeds accountability directly into the physical substrate of computing. Proactive integration of these governance coprocessors at the execution boundary is the only path forward.